Hi everyone, my name is Adam. I'm the developer behind this game called Weekend in Puzzleburg. I'm going to do a developer playthrough here to show you a bit more of the game than what you get in the demo. So the full game itself, as the title implies, takes place between Friday and Sunday of your vacation in Puzzleburg. The demo, you arrive on Friday and it ends at dinner on Friday. This playthrough, I'll take you all the way through the end of the day on Friday to get that first full day of playthrough there. So some stuff that's not in the demo, and when we get to that stuff, I will be sure to point it out. I will also be sure to show you some stuff that is in the demo that you probably would not be able to find on your own. So great way to see more of the game, and you can test it out for yourself and dive in and see that stuff, see that it's there. So why don't we go ahead and get going. I'm going to play here using a controller. I'm using an Xbox One controller. The game has full controller support, but you're free to use mouse and keyboard or even just the mouse. And at various points in playing through here, I'll switch out my control scheme and you can see how each of them can play the game pretty well. Let's jump in with a new game here. And I just realized I was talking over all of the great music in the main menu there on the title screen, but you can hear that song just by loading up the demo and listening to your heart's content. So here we are. We started off the game. We just got to the hotel. So far, looks nice. Nice, good first impression when you get to the hotel. It's always a great way to start your weekend. And we haven't checked in yet, so let's go ahead and get started that way. Our first check. First quest, of course, is checking in. Also tells us that we have a quest journal that we can access at any point should we want to know more about that quest or any other quests that we have ongoing or have completed. They're all in the log there. So we start off, we have free reign within the hotel lobby. We can walk around. We could go right to the person at the front desk and talk to them, but I am going to just interact with a few different things. So let's say I want to try the elevators, but it turns out I don't have a room key. So seems like I will get one by checking in, but let's keep walking around. Let's have a look. We see there's two different entrances and exits. Each of them seem to be blocked off at the moment. Let's see what each person there has to say. What's this guy up to? I'm just working on fixing the door to the beach. Shouldn't take more than a couple of hours. Alright, so there's the beach, but I can't get to it yet. Oh well. Sorry for the inconvenience. Yep, that seems about right for what somebody working at a hotel would say. Let's see what this person over here has going on. So many things to do, so little time. Where should I go first? Excuse me, think you could slide over just a bit? You're blocking the door there. Should I go to the museum first, or should I stop by the arcade for a bit first? Hello? Can you hear me? Maybe I should have moved by the time I finish checking. Alright, so maybe I should go check in. Well, let me go talk to this guy right over here before I check in. Hi, I'm Dante, the hotel concierge. My job is to make your life easier so you can have a pleasant weekend here in Puzzleburg. That's fantastic. What can I do for you? I'm here to help any way I can. Help me with my current quest, tell me how autosaving works, teach me about keyboard shortcuts. I'm good for now. So one thing you'll notice here, the first option, help me with my current quest. Anytime you get stuck in the game, which hopefully never happens, but if it does, you can go right over to the hotel concierge, Dante, and ask him for a hint. In this case, I think I know what to do, but just to show you guys how it works, let me go ahead and click the yes, I'd like a hint. See, my active quest is checking in. That is correct. Looking for check-in, that's the desk over by the piano. Anything else I can do for you? I'm here to help any way I can. Well, I already know how autosaving works. Anytime you set up a save file and then move to a different map, so as you're exploring Puzzleburg, you'll automatically have the file saved to your latest location. Keyboard shortcuts. If you want to use mouse and keyboard, absolutely recommend you go and check this out. I'm using the controller for now, so keyboard shortcuts aren't necessarily relevant for me at the moment. So let's just say I'm good for now. Alright, have a nice day. May you find everything you're looking for. Alright, we've looked around for a little bit, and here's the desk by the piano. Let's go ahead and let's get checked in. Welcome to the Triple Tree Hotel. How may I help you? I'm checking in. Great, what name is it under? It'll be under Cindy. Alright, I just need a photo ID and the credit card used to book. Let's give her the credit card first. Here you go. Gave credit card, then photo ID. Let's see, just one sec. I see you're booked for 2 nights, checking out on Sunday. Let me get you set up with a save file. When you're done setting up the save file, simply right-click to exit. Right. As you can see, I've got quite a few save files here. I've been doing quite a bit of playtesting as I've been working on the game, so I've got a few save files set up. Let's go ahead and use an empty one here, just to get things set. Alright, save file 7. Okay, now whenever you move to a new location, it will autosave to whatever slot you select. If you accidentally exited without saving, the Hotel Concierge Dante will tell you how to get back. No need, I saved it successfully. Here are your credit card and your photo ID back. Getting credit card and photo ID. Everything looks good. It'll just take an hour or so to get the room ready. You can take a look around the island in the meantime. I would suggest starting at City Hall. It's right across the road, and you may even run into the mayor himself. Quest Journal updated. Right-click to view whenever you want. Alright, now we are free to leave the hotel lobby and see all that Puzzleburg has to offer. But first, let me check the bathroom. Whoops, this is the men's restroom. Oh, it's already occupied. Why must there always be a line for the ladies? Alright, well, let's go ahead and get started on our journey here. Alright, so we stepped out of the hotel. Now we can see Puzzleburg in all its glory, I suppose. Many different locations to explore as you play the game. Nearly all of them are available in the free demo, available on Steam, of course. I'm supposed to go and check with the mayor in City Hall, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do a bit of exploring first. See, there's this whole row of stuff at the bottom here, at the south end of the island. Let's start there. Yeah, looks to be a shopping promenade of some sort. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys this store here. The sign reads, "To Die For, a salon specializing in hair dyes. Enter the To Die For shop." Now, this is something that you can't do in the demo. I'm going to show you the interior of the store. Let me first talk with the person right at the front. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you want to get your hair dyed, just talk to Harriet over there. We just reopened, so all hair dye jobs are free of charge for the weekend. Fantastic. And what I'm going to go ahead and do here, I'm actually going to get the main character Cindy's hair dyed. This is something you can do at any point in the game as many times as you want, free of cost. So feel free to find a hair color that you like. Let's talk to Harriet. Are you looking to get your hair dyed? It's free all this weekend for our grand reopening. Yes, please. Great. What hair color would you like? Here's a list of choices. Pink, purple, green, orange, turquoise. Next page. Let's see what else we got here. Red, yellow, brown, black, and blue. So 10 choices in total, 5 on that first page and 5 on this page. We started with blue, so if I was to select that, it's going to tell me that my hair is already that color. Guess that means I'm done in record time. But if you feel like trying something different this weekend, just come on back, of course. Alright, so let's restart that conversation. Let's actually change our hair this time. And if you're not sure what you want to do, you can flip back and forth between the 2 pages as many times as you want. So I'm just going to do it a couple times real quick, just so you can see that in action. Alright, so let's choose something on this page. I'm just going to keep cycling, and at some point I'm going to stop and we'll see what it lands on, and that will be the color that I'll go with, and stop. Next page. Alright, let me do it again. And green. Alright, I guess we're going with green this time. Alright, time to make the magic happen. Let's see what we gotta work with. Okay, I know just what to do here. Let's start like this. Yeah, that's the stuff. some more of that. So far so good. Just a little longer. Perfect. It's working like a charm. And done. What do you think? It's different. Different good or different bad, I don't know, but it's different. Yep, that's the idea. I've outdone myself once again. But if you feel like trying something different this weekend, just come on back, of course. Alright, so we got green hair. I'm liking that. Let's check the menu here. You can see got nice green hair there. Check the save file. Save file 7. You see we got the green hair there. Fantastic. Alright, that's probably enough of a detour. Why don't we go ahead and check out City Hall. Yeah, it's this building right here with a clock on it. Got 2 folks to talk to. Start with the guy over here. Looks very mayoral to me. I don't know. Hi there. Always nice to meet a new face. I'm Adam Puzzleburg, mayor of this here town. If you're new in town, first thing you gotta do is check out the Welcome to Town sign. My father built it back when he was mayor. Prudence, do you remember when Dad built that sign? He talked about it all the time. One of these days, I'm going to build a proper sign. And then he eventually did. Of course I remember. We talked about it almost as much as you do. Good one, sis. Anyway, the sign is in the southwest part of town. And we even got a good picture of it. It's a must-see spot. Where you can take a selfie, if you prefer that. You got a new quest. A good sign. Quest journal updated. By any chance, have you seen an apple anywhere around here? You know what? Never mind. I'll look for it myself. Alright, let's go check out that sign. So far I've been using the normal walking pace, but now I'm going to hold down the sprint button, move a little faster. Here's the sign. Let's go take our picture. The sign reads, Welcome to Puzzleburg. Not affiliated with Puzzleville, Puzzleton, or Puzzlebaby. I assume most people here are going to take a selfie. I'm just going to take a picture. You can see for yourself what a selfie will look like when you play the game. Take a picture. You took a picture of the town's welcome sign. Quest journal updated. Alright, let's go back and talk to the mayor. I'm going to run again. Do a little faster here. Something tells me you got a picture of the welcome sign. Am I right? I did. Thanks for the tip. I knew it. No problem. Quest complete. A good sign. Quest journal updated. I can't seem to find the apple that was here before. I was saving that for a healthy snack later. You didn't happen to take it by any chance, did you? I didn't see any apple before. I figured as much. Prudence, did you take my apple? I took an apple from the common area earlier. What? That was my apple. I didn't see your name on it. For goodness sake, who puts their name on an apple? Oh man, all the snacks in the vending machine are so unhealthy. Do you think you could get me an apple from the orchard store if you're going that way? Sure thing. Great. Thank you so much. I'd owe you one. You got a new quest. Adam's apple. Quest journal updated. Let me know whenever you find an apple. I'll be here, of course. Alright, so there we go. We checked in, went and talked to the mayor, we took a picture of the sign, and we went back to the mayor. Now, if you are returning to Puzzleburg, if you already know the events of the game, and you were to say, go and immediately check out the sign, and then go and talk to the mayor, you get a little bit different dialogue there. I didn't want to ruin that for folks, but if you're interested to see how that could play out a little bit differently, feel free to check out the sign first, and then go talk to the mayor. Either way, he's going to send you out looking for an apple over at the orchard store. So the orchard store would be up here when all the trees are with fruit on them. Alright, let's talk to the person who works here. If you're looking for apples, then you came to the right place. Everything here is apples. Even our computers are Apple. What can I do for you? I'd like to buy an apple. Great, we sell them by the dozen. Can I buy just one apple? Unfortunately, no. You can pick up a single apple at the grocery store. We sell our apples to them, and they sell apples in small numbers. We actually have an agreement with them not to sell apples in small numbers, since people would come here for that instead of going to the grocery store. I can call ahead to let Jack and Joe know you're coming. If for some reason the grocery store doesn't have any apples, you can try the park or the hotel lobby. Someone sells apples in the park? Not really. Francois has a stable there. I sell him apples for his horses. He might give you an apple if you ask. If you ever need a whole bunch of apples or anything made with apples, just let me know, of course. Quest journal updated. Maybe I shouldn't have given Fiona the weekend off. It's my birthday too, and here I am working double without her around. Alright, so now we have the major puzzle that exists in the demo. Can we find an apple somewhere in Puzzleburg? We've got 3 places we can go look. We've got the grocery store, the park, and the hotel lobby. When we started the hotel lobby, and I don't know about you, but I didn't see an apple there, so let's start with either the grocery store or the park. Grocery store seems like a pretty reasonable place to find an apple, so let's go check that out first. So the grocery store is this one right over here. We'll walk in and let's talk to the person by the door. Don't see any apples. Hi, I'm Jack. Welcome to the grocery store. Are you Cindy? Christy from the orchard store called and said you're looking to buy an apple. Unfortunately, looks like we're out of apples. You'd be right next to the carrots. As you can see, it's empty over there. Now, I guess these are the carrots. And yep, it's empty over there, just like he said. Alright, well, where else can I get an apple? Francois over in the park always has apples for his horses and usually has an extra one to spare. As a last resort, there's a basket in the center of the hotel lobby, if you're staying there. Alright, so he reinforces park and hotel lobby. If you need anything, let me know. I'll just be over here resting my eyes in the meantime. Alright, let's go check out this park. Quite a few people. Francois. Let's talk to this person. Hello, stranger. I can see that you're not from around here. Neither am I. Who are you? Where are my manners? My name is Francois. I'm from a small town in France. 2 roads diverged in Yellowwood. I took the path less traveled. It has made all the difference. That's kind of vague. It's from Robert Frost, the poet. The town in France I come from has its fair share of horse owners. It's better to move somewhere that doesn't. Somewhere I can make a name for myself. Somewhere, like Puzzleburg. How's it going? Do you happen to have an apple? I do get apples for the horses. I only feed them 1 per day at most. Any more than that is not good for them. But I'm plumb out of apples for now. I'm expecting a fresh shipment from Christy tomorrow, though. Would that help at all? Afraid not. I'll keep looking. Okay, I didn't think it would, but worth a shot. If you stop by tomorrow, I expect I'll be fully stocked then. Not that it helps you right now, of course. Sorry, I've got a lot of work to do right now. Miles to go before I sleep, as they say. Although in France, there would be kilometers to go before I sleep, I suppose. Alright, so 0 for 2 so far. Guess we go check out the hotel lobby. We started off here at the hotel. Oh, got an empty basket. Inspect basket. It's an empty basket. Normally it would be filled with some kind of fruit for hotel guests, but they must have run out. Well, let me go talk to the person at the front desk. Maybe they can refill or give me an apple. Let's see. There's something I can do for you. Do you have any apples? Yes, of course. They're in the basket in the center of the lobby. Oh, the basket's empty. Here, let me give you an apple. I'll refill the basket in a moment. In the meantime, the room is ready. Here's the room key. We're in room 705. Please enjoy your stay. Obtained an apple. Obtained a room key. Quest journal updated. Alright, let's go bring this apple back to the mayor, and we can go check out our room afterwards. Alright, back to City Hall we go. And let's talk to the mayor. Ah, you brought an apple. Huzzah! Did I just hear you say huzzah? No. I certainly said hooray. Isn't that right, Cindy? I'm fairly certain he said hooray. See, I said hooray. That's not much better, and you know it. Pay her no mind. For this great kindness of bringing me an apple, I hereby declare you an honorary citizen of Puzzleburg. That makes you a Puzzleburger. Congrats! Gave apple. Quest complete. Adam's apple. Quest journal updated. Do you have any trouble finding an apple? Oh, for me, it was no trouble at all. I knew exactly where to look. I designed this whole puzzle. Glad to hear it was no trouble at all. I suggest getting in a good nap all the same, though. I'm sure the travel to Puzzleburg alone was exhausting. You got a new quest. Nap, then dinner. Quest journal updated. Alright, so let's go take a nap in that room that we have. Now that we can access the elevator with our room key. Which floor would you like to go to? Notice I press the button to activate the elevator. That's how all elevators work, of course. So my room is on the 7th floor, so let's go there. So all this time I've been playing with the controller. At this point, I'm going to switch over. I'm going to use mouse only, but before I do, I'm going to quickly show in the game options that you can configure however you want the gamepad to work, so you can map buttons as you like them. You can also configure the keyboard if you're using the keyboard. Let me go ahead and close the menu. I'm going to unplug my controller. Now I'm going to use the mouse, and I'll move it around like it's a good old-fashioned point-and-click game. Now, with my controller unplugged, if I go back into the menu, you'll see now that there's no option for configured gamepad. There's only an option for configured keyboard. So if you're playing with the gamepad, you have the option to configure the gamepad. If you're not using the gamepad, then you'll have the option to configure the keyboard. Right? Let's play a little bit like this. Let's go check out room over here. Let's say I don't know which is my room. Let's start up here. Room 702. I'm in 705. Alright, so 702. This is my room 704. There we go. Let's see, this is room 704. I'm in 705. 706. 705. Here we go. Enter your hotel room. Yes. Alright, let's take a look. Seems like a pretty standard hotel room. Let's go take a nap on the bed before dinner. Ready for a pre-dinner nap? Yes. Quest complete. Checking in. Quest journal updated. That was a refreshing nap. Sometimes they just go so quickly, don't they? Oh, it must be raining out there now. I can hear the drops against the window. Guess I'll have dinner in the hotel restaurant tonight, rather than go out in the rain. Quest journal updated. Alright, so we can go out for dinner at the hotel restaurant. Let's leave the room. Oh wait, I should bring a book to read. Which book would you like to bring to read over dinner? We got 3 choices here: a romance novel, a murder mystery novel, or an actor's biography. Now, whichever book I select, I'm going to be reading throughout my weekend in Puzzleburg. Every time I sit down for a meal, I'll take out the book and I'll read a new chapter. And throughout your time in Puzzleburg, you'll read the entire book. And so that will be a story that plays out during your travel. Now we've got the 3 options to go with here. Let's say my first inkling is the murder mystery novel. Let's click that. You look at the back cover of the murder mystery novel and see that it contains content not suitable for children under 13. Would you like to proceed with the story of murder and mayhem? Well, let's maybe not go with the murder mystery then, since I don't know who's going to be watching this developer playthrough. Let's instead go with the actor's biography. Feel free to play and replay the game in order to experience all 3 of these books. Grabbed an actor's biography. Leave your hotel room? Yes. Right. Now at this point, I'm assuming most people are going to go to the elevator and they're going to go down to the 2nd floor, proceed with the story. However, what I'm going to do, I'll do something a little bit different. I'm going to go to the lobby. I am going to go outside. And as you can see, it is in fact raining in Puzzleburg at this point in time. And you can feel free to explore the town during the rain. And wherever you go outdoors, it will be raining. You can talk to people. Come on, Ainsley, let's go inside where it's dry. It's only water, Mom. Haven't you ever seen a little rain before? Oh, alright, just a little while longer. But I don't want you to catch a cold. Oh, Mom, you've seen me play softball before. You know I couldn't catch something if I tried. Alright, so we experienced the town in the rain a little bit there. Let's go back inside where it's nice and dry and warm. And let's have dinner at the hotel restaurant. Oh, but before we do, we now see that there are in fact apples in the basket in the lobby. Inspect basket, yes. The basket is now filled with apples. I guess my work here is done then. Alright, now to dinner. I see he's still working on the door to the beach there. Alright, let's go to the restaurant. And here we go. So let's talk to the hostess. Unfortunately, the dining room is full tonight, but you're welcome to a spot at the bar if you'd like. Alright, yeah, let's go have dinner. I am Tabitha. How are you doing this evening? I'm well. How are you? I'm swell. Thanks for asking. You like to see a menu, or do you know what you want? What's good here? Well, if you're having dinner, then I'd recommend either the beef Wellington or the Puzzleburg. Those are our specialties. Tell me about the beef Wellington. It's a steak dish wrapped in a puff pastry. It's named after the actor Deke Wellington, of course. He grew up around here, if you didn't already know. Isn't beef Wellington named after some British person, like a duke or something? Maybe most beef Wellingtons are, but not our version. Tell me about the Puzzleburg. It's a burger made with our special sauce. What's in the special sauce, you ask? That's the puzzle that gives it its name. Okay, I won't ask what's in the sauce. You can get it with either a meat patty or a veggie patty. The sauce is so excellent that both options are phenomenal. So what will it be? We'll go for the beef Wellington. Excellent choice. Let me get a pencil to write this down. So that's one beef Wellington. Anything else? That's it for now. I'll be back with your food when it's ready. And off she walks. You open the actor's biography and read silently to yourself. In all the classrooms, in all the schools, in all the world, there seems nothing unusual about this one in Puzzleburg. The teacher asks a question, and only one student raises his hand to answer. But the teacher does not call on him right away, hoping that someone else in the class will rise to the occasion. When nobody does, the teacher is finally forced to call on the student, who is eagerly awaiting his chance to shine. The only difference in this scene, versus what must be countless similar scenes all around the world, happening at the exact same time, that the student with his hand raised is Deke Wellington. Oh, and he has no idea what the correct answer is to the teacher's question. But he has raised his hand anyway, and doggone it, he is going to share his thoughts. What is it, Deke? I know the answer. What's the answer? It would be better if I came up to the board to draw it out. You can tell us just fine from where you're sitting. I think it would be better with a visual. He was certainly drawing out the conversation, if nothing else. Fine, here you go. The teacher handed over the chalk. As we all know, there are 50 states. These states are all united, hence why the country is called the United States. He wrote the number 50 on the chalkboard. As our textbook states, each state has 2 senators each. He wrote times 2 next to the 50, so the board now read 50 times 2. 50 times 2 is 100, of course. He completed the equation on the board to read 50 times 2 equals 100, as he thought. The teacher was about to congratulate Deke for somehow getting the right answer for once, but Deke continued talking as he was prone to do. The trick is that we can't forget about Washington, D.C. That's not one of the 50 states, so you have to add its 2 senators as well. He now completed his equation as follows. 50 times 2 equals 100, plus 2 equals 102. As you can see, we have 102 senators in the U.S. Senate. The teacher winced. So close, Deke, but that's not correct. It's not. Washington, D.C. is part of the United States, isn't it? Of course it is. And it's not part of any of the 50 states, is it? It is not. And the textbook does say that it's 2 senators each, right? The textbook does say 2 per state. Is the textbook wrong? No, the textbook is right. I couldn't have gotten such simple math wrong, so where did I mess up? Again, the teacher was about to interject, but Deke hadn't yielded the floor and continued on yet again. I see the mistake. I forgot about all the U.S. territories. There's Guam, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. And then there's American Samoa. So that's 4 more territories, each with 2 senators, making the grand total 110 U.S. senators. The teacher shook her head. Did I forget a territory? Which did I forget? There's the Northern Mariana Islands, but you didn't miss the answer because you missed the territory. Are you familiar with the phrase, taxation without representation? I think I've heard it before. Washington, D.C. actually does not have any members in the Senate, not even a non-voting member like they have in the House of Representatives. But they still have to pay taxes, just like residents of the 50 states who all have representatives in Congress. That's where the expression comes from. And the 5 territories, the 4 you listed plus the 1 you didn't, don't have representation in the Senate either. So the correct answer is simply 50 times 2 for 100 U.S. senators. So the trick is that there was no trick? Asked Deke. I don't think that qualifies as a trick. It wasn't a trick question. But how is that right? They pay taxes but don't get to have their voices heard? He continued, 100 may be right, but it's not right. All these years later, and Deke Wellington's teacher regales me with that exact story, beat by beat. I then share it verbatim with Deke himself, and he replies, yeah, that sounds about right for me as a kid. His teacher ended with one more thought, though. If I had a nickel for every time I had to call him Deke Wellington as a kid, but he didn't know the answer, well, I'd be richer than Deke Wellington with all his movie star money. Order up. Enjoy. Looks like our food is ready. We can have our dinner now. As you start to dig in, the group of guys next to you are getting boisterous, so you can't help but overhear their conversation. Why did you have to distract me? I was on my way to showing that game who's boss by getting that toad across the road. But no, you had to throw me off my game. That video game Toad getting run over by that car is on you, Ben, not on me. I definitely would have gotten on the leaderboard. I might have even taken the top spot. I tell you, I was in a zone, man. Oh please, you couldn't be in a zone if you were in Arizona. Yeah, what she said. Thanks for the assist. I'm Ben, by the way. I'm Cindy. Nice to meet you, Cindy. See, even someone who doesn't know you still gets it, Sven. You guys don't get it. It's not about being the best. It's about leaving something of myself behind, as I may never come back this way again. Everyone who plays that game is going to know that Sven was here when they see those SVN letters on the leaderboard. I get it, Sven. I know you can do it. I think Ben is just saying, don't spend so much time chasing it, and you end up missing out on enjoying everything else Puzzleburg has to offer. Right, if you never make it back this way again, do you really want to have spent all your time here trying to beat the high scores of people you've never met? Or do you want to have spent that time with us, maybe learning to surf, maybe doing some fishing, maybe hitting up the museum? I, for one, don't want to spend the whole trip arguing. Maybe you guys are right. I don't know. I'll think about it. Let's chime in with our thoughts. What do you want to say? It's nice you have each other. Everyone vacation differently. Oh, never mind. Let's go with it's nice you have each other. Now, let's go with everyone vacations differently. That's a good point. We each enjoy different things, so for us to all enjoy the trip, we have to be understanding of our differences. Are you done with your meal? Yep, it was good. Great, I'll clear these dishes out of the way then. If you don't mind my asking, what brought you to Puzzleburg? Got a good deal I couldn't pass up. What do you do for a living back on the mainland? Here, pretty big decision. Can figure out who we want to be here. We can be a dance choreographer, a NASA engineer, or an author. Even though there's only 3 choices represented here, there's actually 7 different ways that you can choose to make your living back on the mainland. So I'm going to go with I'm an author. And these will affect the story in various ways, giving you different dialogue choices and different ways that you relate to other people. I'm an author. Oh, cool. What sorts of things do you write? You see here we've got a few different choices to further define the type of writer. Well, we are reading a biography. So why don't we say that we ourselves are a biographer? Nice. I'm going to have to look those up. Character class changed from tourist to biographer. I'll leave the bill here. You can pay whenever you're ready. No rush. Charge to the room. What size tip do you want to leave? She was pleasant enough. Let's go 25%. Say goodbye to the group of guys before you go. Yes, have a good trip. Same to you. I'll take that, and you're all set. Have a great rest of the weekend. Thanks. I think I'll head up to my room and digest all this food while the rain dies down. Quest complete. Nap, then dinner. You got a new quest. Channel surfing. Quest journal updated. Alright, so that brings us to the exact point where the demo ends. Everything you're going to see from here on out is stuff that is not in the demo. And you can even start a side quest by talking to Jenny, the hostess, over here. So I'm going to go ahead and show that to you guys. She says the dining room isn't available right now, something we already knew. But she's hoping we're enjoying our stay, getting to experience the ocean air, while I'm stuck indoors all day. Even just being able to hear the ocean would be great. The windows in the restaurant are so thick, you can't hear the waves crashing. It feels like I'm watching the Nature Channel on mute. If you come across something that lets me hear the ocean while cooped up indoors, would you let me know? That would just make my day, you know. Sure, I'll keep my ears to the ground. Thanks so much. We got a new quest. Here for you. Quest journal updated. Alright, so here we have a side quest added. If we want to help Jenny, we should do our travels around Puzzleburg. Keep a lookout for an item that might let her hear the ocean even while she's indoors. I'll give you a little bit of a hint here. I'll tell you that there's actually more than one correct answer for this quest. Hopefully that will help you out. It's not just a single thing to look for, there's a couple things that will resolve it, so you only need one of them to solve her quest and do a random act of kindness there. But for now, let's go back to what we were intending to do. Let's go back to our room. Let's digest our food while watching a little bit of television. And if for whatever reason I forgot what the main quest was, I could go into the menu. I just right-clicked right there to get into the menu. I can check my quests in my journal. And look at my available quests. Channel surfing is the one that I just got. Or I can look at the Here For You quest. Here For You is the one that I just got. Channel surfing is one that I had before. So I can set channel surfing as my active quest if I want that to show up in the little hint box up here. If you're the type of person who doesn't want the hint box, you can turn that off. Just go into the options and switch the active quest window to off. And when we go back, we'll see that there's no hint box anymore. But let me go back and turn it on, just so anybody will know that what we're up to if they're joining in the middle of this developer playthrough. Quickly take a glance at our save file, see how long we've been going. It's been 40 minutes. We've completed 4 quests. We are a biographer, as we selected. Got our green hair. Fantastic. You can see it's been auto-saving as we go along. Right now it shows that we are in the hotel room. Right. Let us have a look at what's on TV. We'll pick up the TV remote. According to the channel guide, there are 10 channels. As you play the game, you can choose to watch all 10 channels right here. Or you can stop early. I know this might not be everybody's cup of tea, but each channel has its own set of TV shows. There'll be 2 times that you sit down to watch TV. So 10 channels, each with 2 episodes, so 20 episodes total that you can watch throughout your time in Puzzleburg. I'm not going to show you all 10 here. I'll leave some for later, but we'll click through a few of them. We'll see how many I end up checking out. Okay, TV, transport me somewhere new. Channel 0. The Triple Tree Hotel is Puzzleburg's premier destination for travelers seeking to get away. You know what? I think I'm going to plug in the controller again so I can move the mouse off the screen, not have that be distracting. Indulge in our relaxing spa treatments, dine in our delectable cuisine, and take in the gorgeous oceanfront scenery. Explore all Puzzleburg has to offer: fresh hand-picked apples, golf by the ocean, and museum exhibits perfect for all ages. Or spend all day lounging by the pool. Whatever you're looking for, it's no puzzle why the Triple Tree Hotel is where you've chosen to stay. Have a great trip! The Triple Tree Hotel is a member of the Blue Square Hospitality Group. The Blue Square Hospitality Group, we always get a square deal. Either change the channel, go look at what's on channel 1, or we can turn off the TV and stop watching channels. Let's change the channel. Channel 1. That's right. I'm your identical twin. I have an evil twin? I didn't say I was evil, but you have an eye patch. I injured my eye last week. You have a goatee, so if either of us is an evil twin, then it would be you. I could shave this goatee off right now. Can you take that eye patch off? I didn't choose to wear this eye patch. Did you choose to wear a goatee? It seems to reach an impasse on who is the evil one. Fight to the death? Yes, fight to the death. It went to commercial. Of course it did. Alright, let's change channel. Channel 2. A policeman knocks on a door. Puzzleburg 50. Open up. No response, Captain. Break it down. We nabbed a bank robber. He refused to give us a location for his partner, so we looked up his last known address, and now here we are. No, don't break down the situation. Break down the door. Oh, copy that. Look, he's making a break for it out the back. Our miscommunication gave him time to escape. Yep, he's going for the jet ski. Good thing we have our own jet skis. Begin pursuit while I call it in. A jet ski chase? With pleasure, sir. Another commercial break. Change the channel. Channel 3. You get a private island. And you get a private island. And you get a private island. Everybody look under your seat. You're all getting a deed to your own private island. It's hard to describe exactly how the audience reacts to this news. Let's just say it's pretty wild. So that was 3 of the 10 channels. Let's stop there, but as you play the game, you can experience the other 7 channels, of course. Don't want to give everything away just yet. Consider that a little taste of what's to come. When you play the game for yourself, of course. Alright, looks like the rain has let up. I can go check out the arcade now. It's right on the boardwalk if I leave the hotel through the side door this time. Quest complete. Channel surfing. You got a new quest. Game time. Quest journal updated. Alright, so our objective is to head to the boardwalk where the arcade is and win an arcade ticket. Let's leave the hotel room. Oh, and you see the repairman has moved, and now we can go straight out to the boardwalk. Let's go out to the boardwalk. This whole area is accessible in the demo. It's a little bit hidden, so it's tough to find. But if you are on the main map here, and you just go as far east as you can to this little lookout area, as it looks on the map, then you'll end up in the boardwalk. So feel free to check out this area even during the demo. Boardwalk with a beach attached. You can check out beach, talk to the folks there if you want. There's somebody to talk to here. There's a statue. We've got the arcade. Lots of stuff to look at and interact with. Before we get started here, I'm going to quickly show one other thing, something that is in the demo. Probably not the most apparent thing. So let me go back to the park where we were before. Remember, we talked to Francois on the right-hand side of the screen there. If I was to interact with the statue here in the center, the fountain, see there are some coins in the fountain. If only I had some myself, I could make a wish. That gives me a new quest called Wishful Thinking and updates the quest journal. So if I had some coins to toss in the fountain, I would be able to make a wish. And I guess one thing I'll point out, the hotel on the right side. On the top of the building, you see that there is a blue square, part of their branding. Remember, they were called the Blue Square Hospitality Group when we watch TV. Not a hugely important thing, but just a little detail I'll point out. And also point out it's called the Triple Tree Hotel because there's 2 trees behind the hotel and there's 1 tree in front. So 3 trees makes the Triple Tree Hotel. Alright, let's continue on with going to the arcade. Into the arcade? Yes. Alright, now we are in the arcade. There's quite a few games we can play, and in fact you can play each of these games. I'll show you one of them. I'll let you enjoy them on your own. I won't give anything away there, but First, I'm going to need some coins to play in the arcade. Here we have something that looks like an ATM machine, but it's actually a coin machine. I can trade my dollars for quarters. And let's go ahead and get $5 worth of quarters. I gave $5, obtained 20 quarters. And that updates my question. So I can go and toss a coin into the fountain if I want to make a wish. Let's do that real quick. Let's show what that looks like. At any point you can pause doing the main quest and tackle any side quests that you wish. So let's go back to the fountain. There's some coins in the fountain. Toss in a quarter and make a wish. What do you want to wish for? Let's go with $1 million and a jet ski. Gave 1 quarter. You look around. There are no signs it worked. But also no signs it didn't work. Wait a second. Take out your phone. Log into your banking app. Nope. The balance is the same as it was before. Drat. Probably not getting that jet ski either. Quest complete. Wishful thinking. Quest journal updated. Alright. So now loads up another quest. Let's switch our active quest to game time. The main quest. And let's head back to the boardwalk. Over to the arcade. Didn't actually need to switch over to the main quest, but just did that as a quick reminder of what we're up to. So I need to find a machine that will give out a ticket. You can play any of these that you can see. I will go for this one over here. Looks like skee ball, if you're familiar with skee ball. Alright, time for some skee ball. Should give me back a ticket, even if I do poor. Insert quarter to play. Yes. We have a quarter. Let's put it in. Gave 1 quarter. Game spins up and a few balls are released for you to use. How much do you care about going for the high score? Take it easy. I just want a ticket. After a few rolls, the machine spits out a ticket. Obtained 1 arcade ticket. Great, got the ticket. Just like I expected. I guess I'm hanging on to this ticket or exchange it now. But I am beat. I should go to bed soon. Quest complete. Game time. Quest added. Call it a night. Quest journal updated. Okay, let's see what the options they have turning in here. Welcome to the arcade, where fun is the name of the game. You know what's not so fun? Having to say that 50 times a day. If you got a ticket, you can redeem it for a prize. You've got some earplugs for 1 ticket, a pencil eraser for 1 ticket, and a spy video game for 1,000,000 tickets. What do you want? Any chance I could get the spy game? You're kidding, right? Are you going to try selling me some magic beans next? He didn't quite go for that, so I think I'll hold on to my ticket. Maybe I'll get an extra 999,999 tickets and I'll have enough for that spy game, perhaps. Alright, well, it's been quite a day. Why don't we call it a night here. We'll head back up to our room here, 7th floor. Into the room, and we'll go to bed. Time for bed. But I should write a journal entry in my phone for the main things I did today before I forget. I'll set my phone alarm real quick while I'm at it. Okay, that's set. Now for the journal entry. I can get some shut-eye after that. Let's see, I got to Puzzleburg today. While I waited for my room to be ready, I explored the town a bit and got an apple for the mayor. The tournament was no trouble at all. Dinner was an adventure. It rained, so I decided to eat in the hotel restaurant. I got a beef Wellington. While I was waiting for my food, I started reading an actor's biography. I think it started off well. When I got my food, The guys next to me were going on about their vacation plans and how to spend their time in Puzzleburg. I decided to offer up my perspective. After dinner, I watched a little TV. I didn't flip through every channel, but I saw enough. Then I went over to the arcade and played some skee-ball. I won a ticket and decided to hold onto it for the time being. Thus concludes my Friday in Puzzleburg. I think I'm going to get some sleep now. So as you can see, that was a recap of all of the things that happened, all of the choices that I made on the main story. And however you choose to play the game, you'll see your choices reflected at the end of each day as you make a journal entry cataloging your time in Puzzleburg. So each person will get their own playthrough. You'll choose your own backstory. You'll choose what job you have back on the mainland. What book you want to read. That will be different. You can choose a different hair color, as we see here. Plenty of different things you can choose to do. Different dialogue choices you can make as you go along. And let's say it was quite a day. Since this is the end of the developer playthrough here, so I'd stop at the end of Friday. Let's just say it was quite a day rather than saying I'm just getting started. And there's my alarm going off. Is that my phone alarm? Is it morning already? Guess I should get something to eat. Alright, let's cut it there. Thank you everybody for watching this developer playthrough. A quick reminder that you can play the free demo on Steam. It's called A Weekend in Puzzleburg. The game comes out Friday, February 17th, 2023. So you can play that weekend. It can be your weekend in Puzzleburg if you so choose. Thank you everybody. I'm going to go back to the main menu so you can enjoy the song a little bit before we wrap up. I hope you've all enjoyed your time in Puzzleburg. Please look forward to playing the game when it releases February 17th, 2023. That's a Friday and the start of your own weekend in Puzzleburg. So please book Weekend in Puzzleburg in February 2023. Thank you very much.